Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery on another breezy day. So I hope you don't mind the sound of chimes. This is a 16 by 20 inch pre-primed and dry black canvas that I want to use. Whoops. These are my studio rags and they are kept in a bowl with something to prop them up in the bottom, and I'm going to wet them. They are a great emergency measure should you happen to need to wipe something off. I think they need to be replaced, quite honestly. Whoops, that was water. Well, I don't think that amount of water is going to hurt anything. That came off my hands. And I'm going to try and spread a fairly thin layer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my shovels and my tri-tip bottles and some black, white, silver, and pearl paint, along with maybe some Anita's black metallic, which probably won't make much difference. But I better be ready. And I did just pull out a pair of scissors to make a swipe card. And there's what I'm going to make a swipe card out of. Although that end has a bend on it, so let's not pick that one. Let's pick a fairly clean spot and leave it someplace the wind can't take it, because then I can cut another one. We'll just put that right up there. And that one. The scissors will hold down the rest. So it's the here goes nothing moment. And it doesn't matter how long I can keep that paint wet because I'm not tipping anything. I just need a background. Those are my tweezers. They have nice points on them. I recommend the pointed ones, and they are on the Amazon link. In order to find my Amazon link or any of my other links, you have to look underneath the video, underneath the show more. There's something called a link tree. And it is what it sounds like. It has lots of branches. Well, it's got lots of links anyway. And you can find the Amazon link right at the top of that if you're looking for any of the things that I advocate, such as this OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula. There are two sizes. It's the best $10 you can spend if you're going to be a paint pouring addict, because it definitely will help you find whatever's hiding, lurking in the paint with a nice thin layer. It'll also let you make a nice thin layer, and it is a great tool for priming a canvas. Because it makes a little go a long way. Of course, you still have to have enough. The wind is so strong here today that my paint is already drying. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. I guess we'll find out together. That was my fingernail. That happens quite often. I hold my spatula as level as I can to get a nice, flat, even layer. I'm not going to worry about my edges right now. I'm working on that. I always say that, and then I do. So let's just go ahead and do something to get started. So we've got something to get started, and what do I want from here? I want some white. So I'm just going to put it right in my shovel. Figure that'll be enough. I'm going to tip it around so it all goes to the front. I could probably put this in a container and scoop it up a lot more easily. Matter of fact, I might tip that toward the container right now, just to try that for once. Get a good start on the edge of the shovel. Now, a wet background will scrape up. There's no doubt about that. But it's not a perfect... It's called accidental art for a reason. And at a certain point in time, you can decide all bets are off and you can throw some chain in, or you can let your shovel make odd marks like that. Probably could have used a whole lot more white. But I kind of like the accidental aspect of things. It makes things interesting. So I am going to take some of my Anita's black and a spatula and mix that around with the white that was in there, and that's going to make a marbled effect and sort of take out a lot of the paint that I would have wasted. I want to do the same thing again. Just going to tip that forward so I get the same amount of paint right across the front. I don't like that pattern in there, so I'm just going to take the dull end of my skewer and mix it around. It occurs to me that it's not impossible I could change my mind about what I'm doing, because I keep thinking how nice it would be to put some of that copper in here. But I haven't tried the silver yet, and I'm not hating what I've got. I'm going to use a clean shovel, and I'm going to put the silver just halfway down. I added, this was really thick. It was an Arteza that was from a while ago. So I basically just added a bunch more Floetrol. I had a wonderful day going to Hobby Lobby yesterday, because miraculously somewhere heaven produced a 32-ounce size of Deco-Art pouring medium, which is one of the ingredients I use religiously in my mixtures that you can find under the video. So I'm slowly just waiting until that paint goes down in the front, and then I'm watching it pull across. The silver doesn't make that much of an impact to me, but I've never been a huge silver fan anyway. Well, actually, I used to love to wear silver bangles. You could stop and start. You could tip your shovel down. You could let some texture happen. You could let some marks happen. Just sort of wait and see what happening. I could probably scrape that down with a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula too. And just let it go right over to the side. And I don't know if I'm in love with that, so I'm just gonna be over here cheating, using my bottles, which is always an option at any given point in time. Whoa, the sun came back out and it got hot fast. So I'm gonna use my acetate swipe card, because I want to see how that works. And I might just use my residuals somewhere else and see how they work, because I'm not familiar with using silver all that often. So let's use a little silver and gold action and see how that goes. That's alright, that's a different texture. It must be time to do that someplace else. I haven't used I haven't put the gold into a shovel yet, and I want to try that. So this is not the Deco-Art. Wow. Hey, that's just accidental, natural occurring added design elements. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I got a flake of paint, and that needs to come out of there right now. Yep. Then I am going to take my little container again, tip my colors forward. That does not look like enough paint. So I think what I'm going to do about that is put some more in. Like I was saying, it's not the Deco-Art Americana 24 karat gold, because they ran out for a little while we were all locked down, and I decided to go ahead and try something else. Yes, it's getting very hot out here. It's like 90. And I'm going to pull that very slowly and tip it even more. I suppose I could stop right there. That's cool. Okay. I can still make shovel marks. I've still got other tools. Matter of fact, I've got this. No, I don't want any bugs on me. Thank you. So I'm going to use this little scoop I made out of a piece of refuse, and I'm going to throw that shovel in the bucket, and I'm going to grab all the rest of my paint out of my other shovel, and what am I going to do? I'm going to put marks down. I'm going to make H's. Alright, it is what it is. And it's funny. And I'm going to use this again and see how much paint I can get in there. Let's put a little black in there. And maybe a little white pearl, just because. And I think what I'm going to do is the same thing I did before. And just mix it around with the dull end of the skewer. And put it in a different place than over here. I want to put a long white stripe in there so I can use some of this black, but I think maybe we'll just see if we can get, no, just one, really? Alright, well I didn't check that. It seems like it should work. I'm going to do a little test over here on the side. No, I got one working and that's it. So that plan is sort of out. Unless I use the scissors. Make the other two a little wider. That's me over here doing that. Let's see if that works. No. Okay, never mind. So I guess we can do that with something else if we want to. Let's do that with something else now. Let's just go through and add a bunch of things. Maybe I'd like to grab one of my longer, made from a Sharpie, scoopy containers. Why not use a finger? I'm just basically filling in. Trying to leave some of the black negative space. Not hating on any of this. The wobbly line's not doing much for me. I think I like the idea of putting my finger against the edge of that before I start. See how I skipped a space there? So I could go back and fill in between. Makes me want to put some silver in there, which came out vehemently. So let's just, where should we put that? I think right here is good. Oh, I see that large object. It does not belong. Oh, I like the silver and gold together. Way more than I expected. Come here, object that does not belong. What can I do with this? I can tap it off. Can let it flow down. Where else? I don't know, it's kind of simple, but I'm still not hating on it. These things are odd, so that means that everything can be odd. That's my theory. Once you've hit the odd mark, all bets are off. Everything's allowed. So just because things aren't suddenly square doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm trying to lift up so I don't get those little H's again, which I could theoretically cover with some black tomorrow. This is kind of cool. I'm going to throw some white metallic from Anita's in there. Tip it forward again. Probably tip it back. Maybe I'll just stir that around a little bit. I don't mind if they get mixed up, and it doesn't have to be black with white. I do have a little tiny number 2 Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, so I can move that paint up to the forefront. I'm just sort of deciding on my patterns as I go. And whatever feels right is what gets laid down. So I'm going to do some black and silver and see how that works. Of course, it's also going to have that white and the residual gold in there, because I'm not going to stop right now. Just mixing that right in my little scoop. Trying to focus, so keep our cool pattern. Not worried about going over the edge right now. I've got like no minutes, so I can tell you guys this might stay similar, but chances are not. I don't really want to come back for part 2, but you can see what's going on, and I will use whatever the thumbnail is. I'm going to put some more white, metallic, some more gold. And I'm going to tell you guys that I do sell my artwork, and my email address is right below the Linktree link, which is under the video, which most people don't seem to be getting because they probably aren't listening to me talk anymore. And that's just par for the course. Alright, so I'm going to do a little camouflage work here. That's my cue to tell you guys whatever else I'm supposed to remember to tell you, which is usually written down on a card. So thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And thank you again for sharing my videos. I really appreciate that too. So I kind of want to zigzag a few things, but I'm not sure where that should be. And I don't want to hurry. And I know I'll get a bulb at the end of everything that I pour down, even if it's... Well, you know what I can do? I can take my spatula and the paint that's in my shovel, and I can make some marks. So I'm going to try and keep going with this. I need more white if I'm going to put some black down on something, so I might as well do that. Maybe I'll use some straight white. Well, I will, and I'll put it in the gold shovel so it won't be straight. So I'm kind of liking this new theory of mine that allows me to put a shovel full of paint down somewhat evenly. And I should tell you guys, I have over 1,360 videos on my all my playlists, on my created playlists on my channel. So if you decide you'd like to look for those, you can binge to your heart's content. I've organized them by genre and that's topic, and also by number. So like I said, all bets are off, and I'm just going to keep putting paint down and making patterns. And at some point in time, like now would be a good time to stop, but I'm just going to keep adding paint to my shovels, and I'm really not minding that I've only got a minute left. So pixels.com, Fine Art America, all will lead you to more stuff that you can shop if you're interested in shopping. And Facebook groups, Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, Totes and More is the same Shop Now button. There's Teespring clothing under the video. There's a monthly drawing for anybody who wants to contribute to the studio to help keep me rolling. That I appreciate everybody who's done so far. Yep, I saw that before it had a chance to get ruined. I was going to put my shovel down there, but it just seemed to want to go. But that's still a cool mark. Now I can do this. See how far we can get along in that white paint. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's really cool. So, you guys are going to be gone in a second, so I might as well say this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery. Please don't forget I do sell my artwork. Please, please, please know that I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. Whatever